Hi guys, EJ McKellips again, and I'd like to welcome you back to the channel for shore fishing. Today I want to talk about one of the most underutilized rigs when it comes to the world of bait fishing. Anything from catfish, carp, just any kind of fish that you're going to be out there using live bait for. This will work for crappie. This will work for just about anything. If you're throwing bait, you need to be throwing one of these, and it is a double drop rig right here. And what I have on this one, I discovered this rig down in Florida when I was surf fishing for pompano. Some of the locals showed me this rig, and it works really good. The way this rig works right here is I start off at the top. I have a 150-pound barrel swivel right here on top, and I've tied that on with a Palomar knot. I've come down here, as you can see, about a foot, and I've got my first drop, I've got my second drop, then at the end down here I have my large sinker. On this one I have a 2-ounce, and I have a snap swivel right here. And the way this rig works, I like to use this pyramid sinker. The way this rig works is you cast out, the pyramid will sink down in the mud, it will sink down in the sand, and when you tighten your line, you can see you're fishing. The first drop fishes right here close to the bottom. The second drop, you're a little bit higher up. And on this one, I decided I'm putting a couple of little floats on here with a bead on the very end. Now this is more for your smaller fish. This rig right here would be more for my smaller fish, due to the fact I've got pretty small circle hooks on here and very small floats. But the way it works is basically the same. The reason I really like these swivels right here is because when I cast out in current, sometimes everything will roll, and these swivels will keep everything from rolling. It'll keep me from getting, when you've got this much stuff out here, you really don't want that stuff spinning around. It'll helicopter and it will just all turn into nothing. And this can be kind of a complicated rig to make, and I'll put another video out of making this exact rig, but I'm going to show you an easy way to make this rig right on your main line. If you're catfishing, if you want to put this right on your main line, or if you want to go ahead and run some leader out, we'll show you how to do that too. But I'm going to start off here, and I'm going to use some heavier line, so hopefully you can see this a little bit better to start tying this rig, to show you how to start tying it. And you really only need one knot for this. If you're going to bring this from your main line, say you got 30 or 40 pound mono coming out and you're fishing for big cats, don't even worry about this. Come to your first drop. But if you have a swivel, go ahead and tie a swivel, a snap swivel, just like this, to the end of your main line. And then I come down here and I give myself about 6 inches. I just make a loop, double it back over itself, and I tie. This is what I call it's just a double surgeon's knot. I come out here, my line's doubled back over itself. I just make a simple loop right here. Just a loop. Just like that. Now I'm going to take this end and I'm going to run it through my loop twice. Almost like I'm tying a uni knot. One time and 2 times. Now this is the point where I'd usually put this, if I was fishing with mono or fluorocarbon, I would put this in my mouth, I would wet it, and I pull this down, and boom, I have a knot right there, I have a loop, and it's not going anywhere. I'm going to take my scissors and just cut the tag end off right there, And now I'm going to come down about, I like to come down about 16, maybe 18 inches. And I do the same thing. I give myself about 8 inches here. I make a loop. And I come around one time, bring my tag in through it, one time, two times, pull it down tight. Come down here, another 16, 18 inches. Make a loop. Bring the end of my line through there once, through there twice. Pull it down snug. Now I come down to the very end of my line and I do the same exact thing. If this seems repetitious, it is. It's one simple knot that's going to do everything you need on this rig. Loop, come around here one time and a second time. Pull it down snug, and I'm going to clip my tag end. Now, we'll start at the bottom for this. We're going to take our sinker. If you do not have one of these swivels, we're just going to take our sinker right here. We're going to run our line right through there, double it over, right through this loop, open it up, and double it over. And there you have it. There's your bottom one. Now we come up to our first drop, and I'm going to use a little bit bigger circle hook for this. And this is the important thing here. When you put these hooks on your drop, you want to come in from the back side, of your hook right here. And you just push that through, open it up, and bring it around. Snug it down. Now the reason that I like to come in from the back side is that it sets these hooks going up, just like this. It sets the hook with the line. It's going up instead of pointing down. I'm going to come up here to my next drop. Another circle hook through the back. And sometimes you got to pinch this line a little bit to get it through there. And this line is way yonder bigger than what I would be using. Bring it back around just like this. Pull it down tight. Now up here at the very top, if you have one of these attached to your main line, you just open this up, this snap swivel, and I'm a big fan of using these snap swivels on the end of my main line. And the reason is I can change rigs, I can change leaders so fast. I tie a lot of leaders before I leave the house. And that way I utilize every minute of fishing time that I have out on the water. Then I just drop that right in there, close it up, and I'm ready to bait up and fish. Now, if I want, I can go ahead and I can put floats on here and raise these up a little bit. If I want, say if I want to take this top one and I want to increase the distance between my bottom drop and my top drop, I might want to leave my bottom drop down low, but raise my top drop up. So what I'll do, I'll just go ahead and take this hook off. And this is the great thing about this rig too, tying these loops like this. You can take your hooks off, you can change your rig And all I'm doing right here is taking a little float of just a little styrofoam float, run it through, all the way through, and sometimes these little floats that you get, they have something in the middle of them. Sometimes we have to take a toothpick and knock that out. So now I have my float right here, and I'm going to go ahead and put my hook right back on. Super easy. Only one knot for this whole rig. Granted, you got to tie it 3 or 4 times, but it's only one knot, and it's a simple knot. So I'm going to run this back through here again, open this back up, and put my hook right back on. Now, if I notice that I'm getting a lot of bites, but I'm not catching my fish, my hook might be too big. So the great thing about this is I can take this hook off, just like I did, and put a smaller hook on there, just like I have on this rig. And once I get my float set on here, I want to go ahead and take a stop, and I'm just going to stick that right in the back. And once again, if you don't have one of these stops, if your little float didn't come with it, a toothpick works just as good. Now we're all set up here, and we've only used one knot for this whole rig. I'm going to move my scissors out of the way here. And now the way this sets up, you can fish this. Once this weight hits the bottom, you have this down here, your first one, and this depends on how your line's going back up to your rod. But this hook right here is going to be right down by the bottom. This hook right here is going to float a little bit, and you're going to have about a foot, maybe 18 inches difference between these two baits. So you're actually working in 2 different water columns here, and that's one of the great things about it. You're working in 2 different water columns at 2 different depths. So you fish this for a little while, and if you catch 5, 6 fish, and you're catching them all on the top drop, you know where the fish are at. If you're catching them all on the bottom drop, you know where the fish are at, and that's going to help you. So I hope this video was kind of informative, and maybe you seen something you didn't know. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you like what we're doing here, go ahead and please hit the subscribe button. Share this video with your friends. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Let us know. Go ahead and comment down below, and till next time, we'll see you later.